Over here with Daniel Garcia Flores. How are you? Welcome to New York.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
What can you tell us? You made the weight and everything. What can the fight fans expect for tomorrow night?
Honestly, I'm gonna try to work it inside a lot. It's a little longer than I am, so that's what I'm gonna be looking for. Working the body, try to see if I can put some body shots in and take them down that way.
Taking down. I know it's gonna be a great event. We got Thurman against Josesito. How do you see this fight? It will go now.
Honestly, this fight might be up to the last rounds. I think Thurman might take it in the last rounds, but if it goes the distance, it'll decision to Thurman. Regardless of the outcome, I think Thurman's gonna take it.
Thurman is gonna take it. A lot of people been expecting Thurman since he's really long period that he had off in order to recover from his arm and everything. People being questioning, is he the Thurman that he used to be before, or we were gonna see different type of caliber?
Honestly, that's a good question. I mean, that's for certain something that we should be looking into, because he was out for quite some time. He took time to recover. I mean, what we're gonna see is later on, if he actually put in the work in that time that he was off and relaxed and actually let things heal and then got back to work, we'll see it here in this fight.
A lot of people, definitely don't want to miss the fight, because even though Josesito is a come forward fighter, he's aggressive. His style is just great. I mean, he has a couple setbacks. I think one of them is Canelo Alvarez. I spoke with him. He said that he learned a lot from this one. So do you think that the experience of Canelo Alvarez, even though he was smaller when he fought Canelo, it will help in this fight?
Honestly, it's hard to say, just because Canelo definitely is a tougher opponent. Josesito, needed some more experience, and he got some of that there. I believe Thurman has a little bit more experience than Josesito, so it's just a matter of whether Jose or Thurman put in the work in their training camp to put in this show.
Yeah, I agree 100% with you. We definitely looking forward to see what each guy is gonna bring tomorrow, Saturday night. And I don't know if we can consider that it will be a test for each other. So what do you think of that? If it's a test for each other, or
I mean, it could be a test. Thurman's coming back from his recovery. Josesito's looking for a big shot, and this is it. So one way or another, either one of them is gonna look good, clean at the end.
Definitely, I say we have to stay tuned and see what these two athletes they're gonna bring, and what's gonna be the result,
Definitely.
And I say this, in your fight, how was it, your preparation and everything that in order to be ready for tomorrow night?
This fight, honestly, I'm like trying to catch up on weight. This time around, I was like right there on weight the entire training camp pretty much, and I mean I felt good. Today on our flight over here from New Mexico was a little different. We had a red eye. I had a few liquids, so it brought up my weight a little bit, but I was able to be at the weight there. So I mean, no issues there. I feel very confident about tomorrow night's fight.
That's great thing when it comes like saying you feel confident, you didn't struggle with the weight, because a lot of boxers and everyone is different when it comes to like they want to have and make weight because after the weight is done and everything, and then I think it's a different thing,
right?
Because you got to go and eat and
right.
Talking about eat, after, let's say an example, you made the weight already. What do you eat after the weigh? It's like
same things I've been eating, because you know what? If I put anything else new into my body's not going to recognize it. It's not going to know what to do with it. So it might not process it well. It might give me some issues for tomorrow night's fight.
Wow.
So I'm going to stay with the same nutrition I've been doing. Sticking with the food, the fish, the chicken, the shrimps, and the veggies. My biggest carbs are just the rice, and that's pretty much it. So just gonna stay the same.
That's a good advice even for other athletes that they're coming, and want to be in this sport, because you
Right.
said something right. If the body doesn't recognize the food and everything, it could give you an issue.
Right, right. Your
Now-
body doesn't know how to digest it. You just gotta make sure you're still constantly doing the same thing, even after before the fight. Even before the fight, you have to make sure the night before you're still doing the same routine you're doing before you actually fight. After the fight, that's a different story. You can go and splurge on whatever you want.
Yeah, I totally agree, and it's a good advice for for people that they definitely want to be in the sport. And even though for other sports too. Recently, Canelo Alvarez, is supposed to match. He's supposed to fight Daniel Jacobs. What's your reaction on that?
I don't. I'm not too set on that one. Honestly, they might have to. It might be a good match. It might be a good matchup, honestly, but I'm not too convinced on how they came up with the matchup there yet. Canelo's definitely been making big noise, and as so far we can see, it's showing. So we just gotta wait and see what happens if they decide to fight. If so, I hope Jacobs can bring it to Canelo.
Yeah, hopefully a lot of people, are definitely, putting, some kind of bets on Danny Jacobs, that he will be the one who probably is gonna bring a defeat in his career of Canelo. But we gotta still see, Canelo is a different level now fighter. He developed, other different skills. Even though with the Rocky Fielding fight, it was a knockout, early knockout for Rocky Fielding. But I don't know. What can you say? Was Rocky Fielding in some kind of level of Canelo Alvarez?
Honestly, I don't think so. I think that was just a pure sheer mistake in his part. Maybe it wasn't his mistake at all. It's just he wanted to get that attention, and that's what a lot of fighters do. We look for that attention to go, you either make it big or you go home. So I can see why he probably took that chance, and that's what a lot of fighters are trying to do. They take their big chances and hoping to put in the work and making a difference in the ring.
It's interesting to see, these fights happens also, but at the same time, I think some of the boxers, I don't know if they do the right decision or wrong, but eventually, it happens some of the fights.
Right.